Hello guys, so Thornton Darts here. It's my first video. Some of you may know me from Twitter, some of you might be new. So what I want to do is, some of you may know I've been designing darts. So basically what's happened is I used to be a designer. I used to design sunroof systems for cars. And I've always used CAD and design software. And I've been playing darts for a while, and I've sort of dabbled in and out of using my software to design darts. And I lost my job a little while back, and I started doing it more often because I had a bit more free time since lockdown, and I've ended up designing for a lot of people, and it's become, I've been really busy, to be fair. But what I've noticed is that people ask for sometimes chunks of darts. So someone will say to me, look, love the Gary Anderson grip, a bit too skinny for me, can you make it a bit wider, and then at the rear have an Adrian Lewis Gen 2 grip please. And it gave me an idea of a video to show a little bit of the process. I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but it might create some weird and amazing or really ugly darts. And maybe that'll inspire people to get their own design made, or maybe just, you know, have a look what else is out there. Maybe you'll see a grip that you've not seen before and you think, oh, I like a bit of that. So if from this video you do think that what I've done is good, I will save everything I do, and if you like a design, just let me know and we can talk about it, maybe get it made for you. So the way it's going to work, I've got a random number generator. If we look on DartsCorner, the left hand side we have 19 brands of darts, and if I click on a brand, let's go to Bulls, it gives you 12 random darts. Now I'll press refresh just to show you, you've got 12 different darts now. And we will pick we'll do it 3 times, and we'll use the first dart as the front, the second dart as the middle, and the last dart as the rear of the design that we'll make. So if we get this one, for example, we'll use the front of this dart as the front of the design, and so on, and it will keep going. So we'll do that 3 times. And then I will try and replicate that by mixing the 3 together and to see what happens. So let's start with a random number generator. We've got 19, and we're going to generate a number 2. So let's see what number 2 is on DartsCorner, which is on this bit, even darts tips. So we've got mission. So good range at mission. You see 3 rows of 4, 12 darts. So that shows you it's still the same. Now there's some interesting darts for mission, so it's quite good that it's gone here. So random number generator 1 to 12, generate 8. So we'll go to 8 for 8. So the front here, I'm going to take this section. Quite an interesting grip actually. I do like that. So we'll take that section that you can see on the screen now. I think that will be the front of the dart. We'll have that sort of nose, and we'll get those cuts, maybe those colours, but we'll see at the end what we'll do with colours. See how it goes from there. So that's our first dart. So we'll open up a new tab. We'll just duplicate the tab and then we can come back to that. So dart steel tip, we're going to do another random generator. So 1 to 19, generate 9. Okay. Let's go to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Designer. I like Designer, they're very good value for money. So let's see what they've got on offer for us. So a couple of different designs here. Some are quite similar, so we'll see what we get anyway. So number generator again, 1 to 12, 10. It's like an 8, 9 and 10 today. I promise you it is random. So 8, 9, 10. So the centre of the dart is going to be, it's not a zoom on this one, but I'm going to go with this sort of area here. We've got a small bit of ring grip, maybe this section here. We'll have a bit of a blank area. Some darts don't have a blank, some do, some like the logo on it, some don't, some have the logo at the back. So yeah, we'll go with that blank sort of section in the middle. And it is a bit of a taper, so I may add that taper in as well. So yeah, that's our number 2. We'll duplicate that again. Back to Darts steel tip. Oh, maybe I'll do soft tip version as well. Maybe in a future video. We'll see how this one goes if you guys like it. And now, yeah, random number generator 1 to 19. Generate 12. What's 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. My kicks. Very well known for their, well, mighty whites usually. Premium whites. Or I've seen loads of different names for them, but they're mighty grip. That's the name I know them, but I didn't know them as premium whites. But hey ho. So, I mean, they'd be interesting. So let's see what we get on the random number generator between 1 and 12. 2. And as if by magic, we've got the McKicks. Mighty McGrips or whatever. So I think we'll go for that rear section there, sort of the Van Gerwen grip. They're very similar. A lot of people say these are what he originally used. I think he used Master Darts originally, but there's loads of different people say different things, so don't take my word for it. So that's going to be our rear. So let's just review what we've got. We've got the front of the mission, middle of the designer, and the rear of the mighty grips. So yeah, well, let's get crack-a-lacking. So I just thought I'd explain, I'm not wearing a backpack. This is like a back posture thing from working at a desk for a long time. Basically my back getting a bit sore, so what I like to do is this basically pulls your shoulders out and straightens your back and encourages good posture. So yeah, I'm not wearing a backpack. So let's start. What dimensions are we going to use? I'm going to use the dimensions of the straight barrel purely because it's a bit easier, I think. I'm going to go with the longer dart, 6.3 mil wide. So what I usually like to do is I draw half of a dart. Now I will skip through some of this because some of it's a bit tedious, and I'll maybe just cut it out and show the end result. Maybe I'll do a tutorial on how to do this another time, but for now we just want to look at the outcome rather than the journey. But if that's something you guys want to see, let me know. So the way you do it, I do it, is I design half, and it's going to sound weird, but I spin it round. So, or I do part, and then I cut things out of it. So, yeah, so it's 6.3. So if I half that, 3.15. Quick maths. And then 54.2 is the width, is the length. So yeah, you see it makes my little half. Now we're going to go back to the mission darts because that's the front we want. So it's hard to measure these sometimes, but I either try and get them close, or there is a tool to measure them. I'm just going to guess at the moment. Yeah, let's go with that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to revolve it, which is a tool which I was talking about before, which spins it around basically. So you pick your profile, you pick your axis, which is the bit you want to spin it round. So imagine you're a pole dancer and you're spinning round that pole. That's our little shape here is the pole dancer. It's going to spin round the pole. It sounds stupid, but you remember it. And that gives us our little bit of a nose. See, now looking at that compared to our mission area here, I think it is taller. I think I was right the first time. Yeah, it's a bit better, I think. Yeah, it looks a bit similar. And now what we'll notice is the cuts now. I want to look at the cuts. So the best way to think of it is you break it down into little sections, basically. For example, I can see a ring grip, well, like a tiny groove cut in it. So I'm going to cut out these blue grooves first, and then I can cut things out of the space in between them. Now I'm going to make a guess on what they are dimension wise. So let's just come back over here. Okay, so now as you can see, I've got more of those cuts. So that's these bits here. Now what I can do is do another cut in between those, which are these sort of little circular, so these parts here basically that are cut in. So in between the blue slots there's like a little circle or triangle that's cut throughout the barrel. So I'm going to try and replicate that next. So, okay, so now you can see we have those initial sort of cuts. And now the bit we want to look at is these horizontal slots. Now it's going to look slightly different because this barrel tapers very quickly, and I don't think ours is going to taper as quick. We'll get this front section, I think, but the rear will be a little different. So I will make that cut and we'll see what it looks like. It's basically a slot that comes across it. So that's usually milled. So these grooves will be turned on a lathe and then these grooves will be milled out. So two separate machines usually. So usually the more stuff you add to it like this, if you need another machine, it'll increase the cost of the dart. So if you look at some of Target's fancy grips, it's probably so expensive because they have to use 3 different machines, 4 different tools. There's a video of the Elysian 2 somewhere of that being created. It's very intricate. Some machines can do it all, but they're very expensive. But yeah, just a little bit of a insight into the costing of it a little bit. So I'll get this cut. Right, so now if we look, we can see we've got something fairly similar. I actually think the gaps are smaller than we first put in. So I'm going to reduce the width and the depth of our initial first holes. So you can see now the gaps are a bit closer, I think, to what they are on the drawing. Yeah, if anything, maybe our grooves are a bit deep. I actually quite like them a bit deeper, so I'm going to leave it like that for now. So yeah, you can see there we've got a similar cut. What I would probably need to do is extend this line to make it smooth at the end, so I'll just do that quick. So it looks like there's about 6 on there, so I'm going to put that in. So there you go, you've got that there. So I think for the moment that's done. I'm going to change the colour because I actually do like the blue. So are they blue? No, they're silver. So the blue are the cuts and the grooves. It's a different blue, but just go with the flow, okay? You can see here we've got a similar style barrel now. So now we're going to move on to the centre, which is our designer. So yeah, I am actually going to taper it, I think. So yeah, now look, you can see that's edited the barrel to similar. I mean, it pretty much is the same, really. The front of that is the same, but with the mission part about it. So let's now add these sort of ring grip types in. It's very simple, the ring grip. I agree, it's not quite the same, but I'm going to go with that style anyway. I actually think that's all right. Actually, no, it's not. It's not all right. I'm always like this. I will be picky forever. It's sort of similar. If you zoomed in, these gaps look really big, obviously, because if it was life size, obviously it looks a bit smaller. But yeah, I think we'll go with that sort of style, and then we just need to worry about the back, the Van Gogh famous back. Now, all it is 1 big ring in the middle, 2 smaller rings, and then it looks like 3 small rings, and then 1 big one at the end. So I'm going to start off in the middle of this bit of the rear. A very rough Van Gogh grip. Again, I don't know the exact dimensions of these, so usually when I do it, I'd either measure if I've got them, or I'd use an image tool to measure the grip. But it's just to sort of get the gist of it. It does look fairly similar. But so what I'll do now, I'm pretty happy with that. So we'll just have a review. I mean, it's such a weird looking dart. But I quite like it, I'm not going to lie. So I'm going to fill in, I'm actually going to make it all blue. I'm going to go with a theme I'm going to make all these grooves blue. Yeah, look at that. Ooh. I'm actually going to make these black. I'm going to make these black. I accidentally left that blue, but I quite like that. I'll be honest, I do like that. I mean, if I'm honest, it looks a bit like more of a Wade grip, but it's slightly thinner, I think, the Van Gogh grip, but we get the gist of it. And then what I usually do is just make some finishing. So now I'll full screen that, now we've got rid of the other stuff. So there is our dart. I mean, I really like the front. I do like that. In the back is different. I think the shape might appeal to people. If there was grip on this middle part, it's kind of like a bit of a, I wouldn't say priestly, but this area is a priestly style. People like that ramp to put their fingers on usually. I say ramp, I mean gradient, but yeah, there's our dart. And that's usually when I design how I do it. What I'd usually do as well is I make a technical drawing of everything I've just done. Show how long it is, how wide, how deep all the cuts are, and then they could hopefully be sent off to get made. But yeah, I'm quite chuffed with that one. If you like it, let me know. Drop me a message on Twitter or leave a comment below. I'll see if I can get back to you. But yeah, I just thought I'd do a bit of a random video. Here's your designer, well, a mission slash designer slash mighty grip. Yeah, mighty grip McKicks premium whites. A bit of a mashup. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.